I grabs him. Man, hold this. I stabbed him. Once I stabbed him, I stabs him. Hold that. Pulls. Bomb. And when I pulls, I stab myself. Whop. In the mouth. Like when I was there, once you left, you didn't want to come back. So you stayed away from crime for the most part.
هذا حد العالم هذا طالق هذا راسخ وإلى آخره.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To all RipRightHD disciples, YouTubers, and viewers, welcome back to a new video on RipRightHD. And today, basically, you know, after my last story, I went to prison for about 6 years. So I actually did like 28 months, no, 38 months on Rikers Island total. So that was like 3 years and 2 months, and then I ended up going up north for another like 2 years or so. Because when you get 6 years, or when you get any time, a flat time, you usually get a couple months good time. So out of the 6 years, I think I did about 60 months or so, 61 months. I got in trouble a couple times up north, but it wasn't nothing serious where I lost all my good time. Okay, guys, so now I'm on Rikers Island. It's crazy at this time, but not as crazy as some of the stories I was hearing. I thought it was going to be worse. So I've been to Rikers Island a few times, but just in and out in the sprungs. Never been to the building. Everybody that's been to Rikers Island know the difference between the sprungs and the building. Yes, it goes down in the sprungs. It's like outside, it's these bubbles, but in the building is really where the monsters and the animals are. So I'm 18 years old at this time when I catch this case. And you know, this was in around May or so. So I stayed in the adolescence at this time until about January till I go to the adults. So I was in two upper north side. And it wasn't even as bad as most houses. It was Big Blood had the crib at the time. Shout out to Mo, a couple of the other guys that was there, Muslim brothers. I found out later that they was Muslim. At the time I wasn't Muslim, I didn't know about Islam. So we're gonna get into how I accepted Islam. But right now I'm gonna speak about how I ended up stabbing two guys. Both of them happened to be Crip at the time. I was neutral besides banging BMW 269. And I also stabbed myself in the midst of it. So after being on the streets for all of that time, applying pressure, applying pain for no reason, any given Sunday, just to make Saturday Night Live, I end up getting pressure applied to me. Now, some people see me now and say, yo, you should start lifting weights. You need to gain some weight. You look a bit skinny. If you would have seen me in 2003 when I was 18 or 2001 when I was 16 going on Rikers Island, then you would say, alhamdulillah, you gained a good amount of weight and you straight compared to where I was. So I was a little dude, light skinned. So you know I was, I wasn't the dude that, people was afraid of. No. So I'm on the island for quite some time now. I got a couple of months in. So I finally kind of like get my weight up. Because when you first go to Rikers Island, especially the adolescents, they have what we call day room dummies, right? So as soon as you come in, you're quote unquote considered a day room dummy. They have these iron benches inside the day room where if you're not built like that, right, or you don't rock yet, you can't sit on these plastic chairs that the government has given us. You have to put in work to sit on those plastic chairs. So for now, you sit on the iron horse. So I'm with a dude from Brownsville. He was a beast, tough. Why he wasn't rocking chair, I had no idea. So we never used to really jack the iron horse like that. We used to stay posted up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just coming in. I don't know what's going on. But most houses you get to, unlike this house that I was in, it was a little different. The dudes that was running the house, they weren't broke, I guess. I don't know what was the reason for them not applying this type of pressure. Because usually in certain houses, when you first pull up, dudes is on you. Yo, you going to commissary? Yo, you know what I'm saying? You got to give the team this. Yo, you want to use the phone? Yo, after you do a 15-minute or if you got to give us the 6-minute call. And it was like that. In this crib, it was like no rules. I mean, they had the little quiet time or no talking in the day room. Little stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like they wasn't applying no pressure. They wasn't extorting dudes. they was living, you know what I'm saying? So whatever the case may be, Big Blood that owned the crib ended up going downstairs to 𝗂𝐴𝐴, and the bro Murder from the Bronx, shout out to Murder, I don't know what happened to him, that was my bro, he ended up coming up. So I guess the police did something where they swapped them out, but both of these dudes had the crib. Murder had 𝗂𝐴𝐴 and Big Blood had 2UPPER. So I'm in 2UPPER. So when Murder pull up, Murder's jacking me. I guess he see it, real recognize real, whatever. So at this time, I got it on quite a few times, but I'm still not rocking shit. Like, nobody in the house is really jacking me like that. Like, especially the dudes on the team. You know what I'm saying? There's quite a few dudes that's really feeling me. But for the most part, nah. So Murder's up there now. He's jacking me. He throw me in a chair ASAP. Like, yo, you the bro. We pop, 1, 2. Why is it going the blue route? ASAP. Whatever happened, a few months go by. I'm chilling. I'm good. My weight is up crazy. Murder ends up going back downstairs. Police swap them out again. But this time, Big Blood didn't come up to the crib. I don't know what crib Big Blood went to. So Murder's downstairs now. And you got dudes like J Hood, Streets, Bone Crusher. You got Bubba. You know what I'm saying? It's a mixture of Bronx, you know, a couple Staten Island dudes, Harlem dude. So they really like Drop Dead Fred from Polo Grounds. They really not really trying to make me rock the chair. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So at this time, I was putting in pain. So my weight is already up. I'm popping off in the law library. I'm getting it on in the cell. I'm doing all of the 1-2s. You know what I'm saying? 𝐁𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐷. So I guess dudes start to conspire. Yo, what's up? Why you sitting in the chair? So I started to feel uneasy. So I already know, like, they plotting now. Is, you know, the tables have turned. They not really feeling the fact that Murder had came up, put me in a chair. Then I got my weight up a little bit after that. So I guess they feeling like I didn't put in enough work. So I'm with this dude named TK. I never forget him, man. Official, Queens, Jamaica. He had like a hunchback. It was something wrong with his back, but he was thorough, real dark skin. We used to play Skelly all day in the day room. He like, yo, dudes is trying to front of you. So I get with some Crip dudes. My man Rich, another dude named Crippy Crip. However, the team changed. So you got Bubba, that's Crip. You got Bone Crusher, a couple of Crip dudes that's on the team that's locking out. I'll tell you about what locking out means later. So they on the 5-man team that's running the house, and it's usually one person that own the house, or it might be 2 people that like run the house. I got half the crib, and my man Sosa got half the crib, like that. And then you got 3 other dudes that's on that team. So it's 5 of y'all, and then you got other dudes that rock the chair, and they got their weight up. So because it's Crip dudes on the team, and then it's some Crip dudes that's not even rocking chair or nothing, I'm conspiring with them to take the whole crib over. But unbeknownst to me, when I'm conspiring, trying to get this thing together, the Crip dudes was ready to rock, but then they spoke to some of the Crip dudes on the team and decided, yo, you know what? They held to their flag or whatever and decided to basically not jack it. You feel what I'm saying? So they left me out there for dead when it finally popped off. So let's get a little bit into that. So I hit a couple of the Crip dudes on the next side from 𝗏𝗏𝗏. They had a big indictment. I'm like, yo, I need a hammer. ASAP, it's going to go down. They like, yo, say less. They slings me a hammer. Now, if y'all know Rikers Island, those big industrial fans, we used to pick those apart and make ice picks, but the ice picks was super, super thin. But because I was so fresh and I didn't know about making hammers, and clearly the ones that sent the hammer over, they didn't really know too much about making hammers. They sends me a long ice pick. So these ice picks are super thin. They're like a cord, basically. Like if you ever seen an iPhone cord, they're thin like that, but they sharp. You know what I'm saying? So once you sharpen them up, so I got a handle on it, but it's too long. If you know anything about ice picks and knives, you don't want to make them too long, especially when you go to hit somebody, hit a bone, it ain't tough enough, it don't go through the clothes. it'll bend up on you. At that time, I'm not even thinking. I'm just like, yo, I got this hammer. It's time to work, but it was way too long. You got to make them short. You got to make the handle way bigger than the actual, you know, part you're using. In any event, TK like, yo, I'm ready to rock. He got we had these knobs from the window. These knobs was heavy, and one of the knobs that came off in his cell, so he was using that in a sock. So I get out my cell this day, so I'm like, yo, TK, it might go down. He like, oh man, I gotta go get the lock in the sock joint. So I'm like, cool. He trying to get back in the cell, but couldn't get in the cell, so I got the hammer on me. So I'm not tripping. I got my sweatpants on. I get on the phone. Boom, boom. This time they had this thing called Zap. When your people took it up to the phone, you basically, when you call them, it don't even say go ahead. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It don't say go ahead. You just start talking, and you could talk for whenever, how long you want, until you hang up the phone. So I'm on the phone. I see J Hood like, yo, you know, Cash, because that's what they used to call me, Cash Money at the time, because I had 6 fronts at the top, 6 gold fronts at the bottom. Yo, you know, you been on the phone, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, whatever. I go in the day room. So they like, yo, it's about to be lock-in, clean up time. So I'm like, cool, I'm on the wall. So one of the bros come over from the south side. He like, yo, what's going on? You ain't rocking over here. Yo, you need to come on the south side. We got you, Cash. Da, da, da. I'm like, yo, man, you know, it's whatever. If y'all could pull me over there, pull me. If not, you know what I mean? I'm in the dungeon. So I'm standing on the wall. Bone Crusher, big Crip dude. He's pushing the broom, cleaning up. So I already know what's about to go down. So I got the hammer out. But in my sweats, I got it open. You know what I'm saying? I got the hammer. I got my hand in my sweats, both hands in my sweats. So I'm just chilling. TK can't get the lock in the sock, so he's just standing there next to me. So, boom. TK kind of like slide down a little bit. Bone Crusher come with the broom. Now, this is when you a day room dude. Like, you don't rock. They tell you, yo, sweep the day room. So I already see the play. So I see Drop Dead Fred ain't really feeling me. He pulling up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. So, boom. Mind you, we say this all the time. This is not glorification, but I'm going to show you after putting in all of this pain, the tables have turned. I'm in prison. No hammers, no weapons, nothing except for this long ice pick that's going to bend up on me. You understand what I'm saying? And I have no clue that it was going to bend up. Bone Crusher come with me to the broom, you know, come with me with the broom like, yo, Cash, you gonna sweep the day room? So I'm looking at him, he looking at me, you know, he holding the broom in his hand. He like, you gonna sweep the day room? So, you know, TK's a little over there. I see Drop Dead Fred coming closer. I see the day room dudes forming up, you know, so I was like, oh man, it's getting ready to go down. I'm doomed, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? This Bone Crusher gonna get bone crushed, you feel me? So he close up on me now. He giving me the broom, so I just backs out and I grabs him. Man, hold this. I stabbed him. Once I stabbed him once, I ain't even get to keep going. You know, I hit him in the gut. So Drop Dead Fred snuffed me from the side. Boom. I don't know how I don't drop the pistol because he drugged me. I was kind of out of it. We had this little puddle leaking from the ceiling in the day room in the corner, and I don't know how I ended up over there because everybody's like jumping on me. So alhamdulillah for TK. So when Drop Dead Fred snuffed me, I don't really remember too much after that except for when I stabbed the next dude, because there was Bubba Creek dude. I remember him trying to grab the hammer from me. So I guess at the whole time, TK picks up the broom, break it over a dude back. TK in there rumbling. You feel what I'm saying? I'm woos over in the corner. Dudes jumping on me. Boop, pop, 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 pop. So I'm down like this. But I guess they don't even know I got the hammer. Bone Crusher's out of there. Once I hit him, he dipped. But I guess, you know, it wasn't nothing because I barely, you understand what I'm saying? It wasn't the proper weapon that I had, because I told you it was too long. So when I'm down like this, woozing, trying to catch myself, I feel a dude grab my neck. Bang. Bang my head on the wall. So, boom. That's Bubba at the time. I don't know. I stabs him. Hold that. I catch him in the inner thigh. Bop. Stabs him. He grabs my hand. Now Bubba grabs my hand. Me and him fighting with the pistol. I'm pulling, he pulling, I'm pulling, he grabbing my hand. I pulls, bomb, and when I pulls, I stab myself. Whop in the mouth, like right here, right under my bit. Like, it's so crazy. So boom, I stabs myself. I don't know at the time. I slips, boom, I falls into the bucket of dirty water leaking from the joint months. I guess TK handling his business, so they going to deal with him. So I'm able to get up now, but I'm done. I'm woozing my head. I'm leaking. I feel the blood dripping. So whoom. I'm trying to get out the day room. So in order to get out the day room, I got to go back where I came from and then make that turn and get in between the A and B gates because I'm done. I can't let them crush me no more. So as I'm trying to get out, I still got the hammer. But mind you, now the hammer's like bent up. So as I'm coming out the day room, I'm leaking. My eyes is blurry. I see feet in front of the day room door. So I don't know, like, who's stopping me? I look up. It's a dude named Hollywood. He crushed me. Boop, bop, boop, bop. I goes down. Bobblehead. Boom. I goes down. Whoop. He get out of there. I gets back up. Toss the hammer. Boom. I get in between the A and B gates. Right? So the police grabs Hollywood. Throws him in between the A and B gates. Then the police grab TK. Throw him in between the A and B gates. So now it's all three of us in between the A and B gates. They locks that door. That door is like a slam lock. You know what I'm saying? So they like, yo, blah, blah, blah. They told Hollywood, put your hands up on the gate. So he got his hands up on the gate. Da, 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 da. The other police is dealing with Hollywood. Boom, boom. Then they went out and started dealing with them dudes out there. Boom, boom. Lock in, lock in. So I come to, like, yo, that's Hollywood. Yeah, I know I was drunk, but he just put the 1-2 on me. We in between the A and B gates, me, him, and TK. What I do? Come in. Get over here. I start doing him in. Boop, pop, pop, pop. Me and TK start doing him in. Boop, pop, boop, pop, pop, pop. Young boy from the BX see us, kicks the door. Boom. Boom. Kicks that door open. Boom. We dust Hollywood. Runs through the A gate now because it's the A and B gate. That's another slam lock to get out. Now you're not kicking that door open. We run to that door. Now because the crowd coming. We out. The police buzz the door. We get out of that joint. Slam that door. We talking hella stuff now. I'm all bloody. Smelling like doodle. Smelling like doodle because I fell in the puddle. So this story even goes further because I'm going to give you the game. So Hollywood and them, you know, they go back in the crib. They do whatever they do. Now I'm stuck. Got to go downstairs to 2 Main. Where? With Murder in them. But I'm goo-up because Murder got the crib down there. So he got the north side and the south side. So arms long like an octopus. So when I get down there, I'm rocking chair. I'm chilling. TK not. So, you know, I'm able to, at the time, I'm a kafir, non-Muslim. I'm able to smoke, go like this, and smoke is coming out the womb. It was like crazy. I'm like, yo, I stabbed myself in the face, and, you know, and then we laughed about it afterwards, and then I end up catching certain dudes later on the school floor. It was a big thing. But I had pictures of my brother that passed away. I had pictures of you know, my female friends or whatever at the time when I was wilding out. I had family pictures. I had a bunch of clothes on Rikers Island. I had a lot of stuff. Do you know these guys took the pictures of these women? They took pictures of my brothers, my family. They done brought some of these pictures up north. Took travels with them, you know, and showing people like if it's they female. You know what I'm saying? So listen up, man. It's a serious situation. At the time, it was fun for me. I loved it. You know, it was war. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't always good times, but on Rikers Island, I can't lie to you not. I had great times. in that mind state. I was a savage. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the worst of the worst, because I've heard about people doing so much different stuff, playing with feces, doing that, and we're gonna get all into that. But I'm telling you, if you 18, 16, 15, and you commit a crime and you don't get ROR'd, you're going to Rikers Island. I don't know how it is now, since they're building all of these jails in these different boroughs, but the island back then wasn't no game. 03. Even before that, I don't know how this, I don't know how it would have been. I would have had to been cutting dudes, and I was never like into cutting. I was always into stabbing. I felt like if you cut a dude, then he still would have been able to fight you. But if you give it to him, you know, that's trying to, you know what I'm saying? So I was always into ice picks, knives, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna bring a guy on the channel that really explain his situation, so y'all can actually see his war scars and wounds that he gained from Rikers Island. This is not a game. Yo, it's consistent, especially in the adolescents. In the adults, you might can go chill, especially if you're not gangbanging, get away, stay under the radar. On Rikers Island as an adolescent, you are going to go through some things. You're going to have to put your manhood on the line consistently. Can you imagine kids 18, 16, 17? Some of them homicides. Some of them been there 20 months. Some of them came in there, was herbs, was washing clothes, and then after 9, 10 months became savages. Some of them raped, all kind of stuff. It's crazy. So you're going in that situation. You're risking yourself to get into that situation, in which there's times where they stomped and beat people that died, like rib broke, punctured lung. You know, the rib cracked and it punctured the person's lung and died. The stories are not fantasy, man. It was going down on Rikers Island. Not as bad as I think in the 90s and stuff like that, and especially when the Bloods came out. But I'm telling you, in 03, it was hard. It was tough for me. But I was built for that kind of toughness, and Allah knows best. You know, it made me, you know what I'm saying? So if you are youth or adolescent and you think you tough, you know what I mean, you know, keep doing what you're doing. And I beg that you don't keep doing what you're doing. But the island ain't sweet. It might be sweet now. I don't know what's going on with the adolescents. So the sweeter it is and the calmer it is, what happens is people are not afraid anymore. So they do crime because they like, I've been to the island. I thought it was going to be like this. And then I went there and I was eating cookies and cakes, you know, and watching HBO all day. But when I was there, once you left, you didn't want to come back. So you stayed away from crime for the most part. So guys, stay away from crime. Try to do your best to stay in line. You follow the law. I mean, nowadays people don't have to sell drugs. People don't have to shoot and kill really to get no money. There's so many different opportunities, so much things wide open for the youth that I believe, you know, my era and the guys I grew up with, Twilight, Smooth, Stitch, if we had this information, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Qadrullahi wa ma shafa'al. Allah has decreed, and what he does, he wills. But I'm just looking at it. Y'all got a well of information where you can make thousands of dollars with a click of a button. So take advantage. Stay tuned. Stay rip. Six pack. Big back.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh